Hello, I'm Brian, and we are here at Jackson Center, Ohio in our training bay, and we're going to bring to you a brand new model, the Basecamp 20xe. The 20X is one of our most popular models here at Airstream, and the 20xe takes all of the popular aspects that customers love about the Basecamp and brings a fully electric component to it. The Basecamp 20xe houses 10.3 kilowatt hours worth of lithium power. That's almost 4 times as much as a standard lithium option on a traditional Basecamp. We also tie the lithium batteries to every outlet and every component on the inside of this. So if you were to plug in a laptop or any other accessories on the inside, it runs straight off the battery, as it would like a household appliance. It's a 3,000 watt inverter, which peaks at 5,000. That lets you run items like the air conditioning and microwave. You can run multiple items all at once. You don't have to worry about shedding certain power loads or consumption. The inverter will handle it all for you. There is an alternative fuel source outside of the battery and the solar that's available on Basecamp 20xe. And it's similar to what we have in other Basecamps. That's the LP. But instead of relying on the LP for your hot water or for your furnace, this unit, you have an option. Speaking of LP, we're going to cover that when we do a walk around here of the exterior of the Basecamp 20xe. We want to highlight some of the features that are unique to this particular model. It does come standard with our X package. The X package that's available on the 16 and 20 provide a 3-inch lift, dual step to get up into the inside, extra protection in the front, so both solar guards and rock guards, as well as more aggressive off-road tires. All of that is standard on the 20xe. One thing that's unique, that's a little bit different, is instead of a stainless steel rock guard, we did an aluminum rock guard, but with this coating. The coating is similar to what we have in the Adventure Van series, or what you might see in like a truck bed liner. All right, moving to the front with the LP shroud, we have some updates to the traditional LP shroud we have on Basecamp. We still have the shelf on top that can hold your power cord, hoses, tools, etc. But down below, we have a quick access point here to provide any additional storage. On the other side is quick access to the 20-pound LP tank. You can actually just bring it straight out from the side, making it a lot easier to exchange those cylinders. The LP tank that does come equipped with the unit is an alternative fuel source that actually is going to be a bit more effective in really cold conditions, warming your inside of the unit, so the furnace, and also the water as well, your hot water tank. We've increased the amount of solar capacity that can be brought in externally. So the pre-wire that we have in the front here is a brand new connection type. That connection type allows for 300 watts of external solar that can be positioned in the sun. Similar to the other Basecamp 20s and the 20Xs that we have, you have your outside storage. Great place to put a water hose that you might have. Right below that is a waste hose storage. So that goes across the unit here, and it's underneath. You have your 30 amp plug, so it can be plugged in to a 30 amp pole. It charges the batteries right up. So not only are you getting power from solar, it can take power from the tow vehicle while you're towing through the 7-way and while you're plugged in to 30 amp. So right below that, you have your gray and waste tanks. The gray tank holds 28 gallons. So that'd be water that comes off the sink or the shower. And you have your waste tank that's coming from the toilet. That's 21 gallons of that waste tank. As we moved over to the side, you'll see a hose up inside the wheel well. Inside the wheel well, there's a condensation drain that comes from the air conditioner, so you don't have any water that's dripping off to the side of the unit. It's details like this that kind of help set Airstream apart. So here we have an external Ethernet port. It's wired to an internal Ethernet port just on the other side of this wall in a cubby below the bench. In that area, you also have a 110 plug that's inverted. So you could connect items through that Ethernet port, such as Starlink and other items like that. So right next to that is our lockable freshwater inlet. Now this is where you would fill your 23 gallons of fresh water if you were to go boondocking. If you're at a campsite or in a place where you have water access, you can hook the hose straight up to the water point, and it has a built-in 55 PSI regulated water pressure on the inside. So what that means is that it doesn't matter what the pressure is on the outside, it's creating even flow 55 PSI of water throughout the entire inside of the base camp. And before you leave, if you wanted to clean out that waste tank, we do have a waste tank jets that are inside. You hook the hose up here. It cleans out the inside of that tank before departing on to the next adventure. As we move around the backside of base camp, you'll notice a very familiar look to all base camps, and that's that really aggressive departure angle done on purpose, mainly for those off the beaten path type excursions. So it does have a skid plate down here, and it is able to withhold the weight of the base camp. So if you do happen to bottom out, these skid pads will prevent any damage to anything below the base camp. The rear door does a couple things. One, it provides a great amount of airflow to come through. There's a screen that comes down, zippered right in the middle, so you can access inside without having to necessarily unsnap anything around the sides. But it also provides a gateway to putting all your equipment, whatever it is you want to bring with you on your trip, right on through. And there's also a L-track on the inside that can connect and strap down items. So if you want to bring a whitewater kayak, you can bring it in, tie it down to that L-track. If you want to bring a bike, you can bring it in, and the L-track can actually house a fork mount. You know, the base camp's all about convertibility. So the rear door has two latches. Not only does it have the normal latch on the bottom, but there's also an upper latch to create a real strong, secure closure. The rear door has additional storage and a whiteboard, so you can tell your friends where you might have gone on your adventure so they know where you're at. Right on the inside, again, the screen has a zipper right in the middle. You can reach in. The storage on the bottom. So you have this bottom piece that has storage down there. In the past, people will put like some wet goods, whatever it might be, because there is a drain hole in this unit. So you can put wet items in there. The other part that's really cool is you can put ice in there and throw some beverages in it. Also unique to Basecamp, the cast aluminum signature LED taillights, unlike any other taillight that's out there, very unique to Airstream's Basecamp model. We have a revised exterior hot-cold shower input. So this actually is a quick connect, comes to a hose. That hose can be used for numerous things. In the past, it was a shower head. Now you can have it hooked up to a sprayer, so you can actually spray down gear. You can hook it up to a potential sink area if you wanted to have like a workstation outside, a cooking station outside. So you have a couple different options that you have available here now with this new design. And the 110 outlet. So this 110 outlet, just like everything on the inside of the 20XE, is inverted. You can bring the induction cooktop that's on the inside and also take it outside, so you can cook outside as well. Before we go inside, I want to talk about the construction of Basecamp. It's very similar in almost every way as the construction of a traditional Airstream travel trailer. There's only one difference, and that is the stretch forming. So on a traditional Airstream travel trailer, we have the stretch forming that occurs in the panels around the roof. On the Basecamp, we don't need to do that because of the way it's designed. However, it takes a similar amount of labor hours to build a Basecamp as it does a traditional travel trailer. You have almost 300 hours of hand craftsmanship that's inside the Basecamp 20XE. On the outside, it's all this aircraft-grade aluminum. Between the aluminum inside and outside shell, you'll have aluminum ribs. We call them ribs, or I-beams, Z-beams on the inside. That's creating the structure similar to like a fuselage of an aircraft. And in between those two pieces of aluminum, the inside and outside shell, is insulation. That is it. There is no other wood or any kind of other items with the exception of wires and, wiring harnesses. That's it on the inside. In between the chassis and the shell is the floor. Now we use on all Airstream travel trailers, including the Basecamp, a full composite flooring. The composite flooring is not only waterproof, but it has great insulation values as well. If you were to take a look underneath the Basecamp, the tanks are built into the chassis itself. That's unique in this industry. It creates a nice low center of gravity, creating that iconic towability that Airstream's really known for. One thing that we want to highlight is this Keter rail that's up on top. So it's a waterproof connection. It's a C-channel that allows you to connect other items to it. Awnings and tents are the two items that we have currently available at our dealerships and on Airstream Supply Company. So if you wanted to create a bit more of a livable outdoor area, both those are available. It slides right in. So we're going to go inside, take a look at the new Basecamp. A couple things to highlight before we go inside. The door, deadbolt, normal door lock. So you have kind of two different secure aspects of locking the door, but you also have that aluminum inside, the aluminum outside with the insulation in the middle. So a fully insulated door, sealed all the way around with the rain gutter up on top. Let's take a look on the inside. Welcome to the inside of the Basecamp 20xe. There are two decor options that are available with the Basecamp 20xe. You have Sandstone Canyon, which is what we have here today, and you also have Granite Ridge. In this dinette area, you're sitting in this great panoramic window. If you have multiple people sitting here, the way this is engineered is you can rotate this table without it changing the depth at all for anybody else, allowing you to have an easy access point and then simply bringing it back to where it was. The table has two quick releases. That allows it to easily push down. You lock those up. Now you have a bed. Right above the seating dinette area, you have a couple cargo nets. Great for just moving things out of the way. You also have that in the back and over the galley here as well. Before moving too far, we want to highlight that you have that rear screen. You have these two windows that open up on the side. You have a front screen here as well. So you have these big, vast areas in a relatively small space, a big, vast amount of airflow that can easily be pushed through. And that airflow can be enhanced by opening up this ceiling vent. So the ceiling fan can be turned on, really pulling that air in. So beneath the dinette area, there's ample storage, a lot of space where you can put more gear. On this side, we have a lot of storage hooks and also a Bluetooth connection. So we added the JBL stereo to the Basecamp 20xe. There's a couple speakers on the inside, controls right here by the door. So if you want to listen to music and you're just sitting out the front door here or in the back, you can control that via the controls here or on your phone on the device. Also unique to Basecamp 20xe is the induction cooktop. So other Basecamps, you're running off LP. Again, we wanted to make sure everything could run off of battery on the 20xe. The induction cooktop can be brought up and also taken outside, so you can cook outside as well. Opposite of the galley, we have the microwave, you've got a refrigerator, and you have some storage. I want to cover some of these things. So first and foremost, the microwave. It's optional. There's two optional aspects of the Basecamp 20xe. Microwave is one of them, and the other one is the air conditioner. Those are two options that you have available to you. Everything else becomes standard in the Basecamp. If you don't select the microwave in the Basecamp 20xe, it'll be a storage compartment with a plexiglass to help kind of keep things in place. Right below that is a 4.3 cubic foot fridge with an ice box on the inside. Below that is two storage. And then below that is your power center, and you have two switches. Those two switches control the 12-volt heat pads. It's another way of heating up the Basecamp tanks. If you have the furnace on, the furnace will heat the tanks up. However, if you don't want to run the furnace, and which also heats the entire inside of the unit up and be a bit more efficient, you can just turn on those tank pads. Below those switches is a 110 inverted outlet. We also include an auxiliary plug as well. So over in the galley, we have ample storage below the sink, below the cooktop. You have a deep stainless steel sink, cutting board / cover. You have a 110 outlet and USB ports. You have USB ports kind of all around the Basecamp. Those 110 outlets on the Basecamp 20xe are inverted, like everything else. We have an updated faucet that's here as well. So it's a little bit taller, comes out a little bit longer, and also has the ability to bring out all the way to clean all the items you might need. So that's an update that we've done on the 20xe. In the hallway here, as we walk through, you'll see all these D-rings. Again, you have the L-track down in the back, but you also have these D-rings everywhere. Those are all tie down. So if you do bring something all the way back, you can tie those down, cinch them down on those items. It's important to use those and not like the table leg and things like that. You want to use these. These are really designed to hold that component or whatever it is you have down. Across from the galley is our wet bath. Now, what's a wet bath? It's when you have the shower, toilet, kind of everything combined into one. On the inside, we've got a shower caddy. The Basecamp 20X E does have an outside window that's here. It does have a covering for it. You have a clothesline. You have a couple hooks on the inside and a towel bar. So you have all of these areas that you can use. Now, unique to the 20X E, we added a shower miser. So let me go through the shower miser. It's a water conservation tool. It allows the water to recirculate back to the fresh water tank until it gets to your desired temperature. So until it gets hot, if you're taking a hot shower, it will actually recirculate that cold water until it's ready. You'll have a light that will turn on the inside. And once that light turns on, you actually then can turn on the water switch. It will then divert the hot water to you. So it's a way of saving and conserving water. Let's move to the back of the Basecamp to show you the sleeping area and the area where you store your gear. So here we're in the back of the Basecamp 20X E. It's all about convertibility back here. In sleeping, you can do quite a few things here. There's a lot of different conversions. You can have it just set up as is. It'd be 26 by 78. It would be a kind of a twin bed setup. You can convert just one of these to a bed, so you still have a place to walk. That's about a 41 by 78 sleeping area, or you can convert the entire area to a single sleeping area. That is 82 by 78. It creates one of the largest sleeping areas that we have in all of our towable products. Now you can take that a step further. So we do have, through our dealers and through Airstream Supply Company, a couple different products. There is a bedroll that can be put on top of this that allows you to tuck, your sheets and bedding and items like that. And if you really wanted to go another step, some customers will just convert this entire area to more of a permanent bed. And if you do that, we have a residential mattress that is designed to fit in this space. You can also set up the seating area back here in a U-shaped seating area. So there are two boards that will come across. If you have more people coming in, creates a nice, comfortable, cozy spot for everybody. And right below that, additional storage on both sides. And that's where that Ethernet port comes through, is on the back side of that storage area over here. This side, you have your closet that opens up. Shelves themselves are all adjustable. Kind of configure it how you feel you'd like to utilize it the best. On this wall, we have some controls. You have your hot water tank, your furnace. You have battery monitoring systems, so you can actually see how much solar is coming in, how much battery consumption you have. And then right below that is your tank monitoring system. So it talks about the percentages of how much you have available in your fresh, gray, and waste tanks. A couple other touch points I'll cover. LED lighting throughout, very low energy consumption. Again, everything is running off the battery, so we wanted to create the most efficient space possible. All of the window coverings have blackout shades. They zip up completely if you want to take a nap during the day, or privacy. And there you have it, a quick introduction of the brand new 20X E. We're really excited about this new product. What we've been seeing in the field are customers coming to us asking us for more power, the ability to stay longer. And with the Basecamp 20X E, we've done just that. For additional information, we encourage you to reach out to your local authorized Airstream dealer or visit us at airstream.com. Thank you. We'll see you out there.